Okay guys, welcome back. For part 2 here, we're going to practice devil's advocate. I'm going to do it one time for you, and then you're going to practice independently for next week. Okay, so this is West Africa. Okay, and this kingdom right here is called Dahomey. Dahomey. Okay, so I am an author, and for my book, I am researching Dahomey. And when I started researching them, I was really surprised because these people, well, you'll see. Okay, so this is a picture of Dahomey people in the early 19th century. Okay, here is the king, and these are his female warriors. About 50% of Dahomey soldiers were women. Okay, and the Dahomey kingdom supported itself with 3 main things. Number 1, war. They made 1 or 2 new wars a year. And so they were almost constantly fighting a war. And they usually fought their neighbors. Okay? So here's a picture. This is the Dahomey fighters and the soldiers. And they would go, there's one of the female fighters. There's another one. And they would make a war against their neighboring countries, 1 to 3 times a year. So lots and lots of wars in the kingdom of Dahomey. Now, the reason they made their wars is they wanted to capture people. They didn't want to just kill people, they wanted to capture them. So, if Dahomey conquered a village, one of 3 things happened. If you were injured, Dahomey would just kill you. So if you were injured during the battle, they would cut off your head and kill you. Okay? If you were young and healthy, Dahomey would keep you as a slave. Like this. All of the slaves in North America and South America, about 50% of them came from Dahomey. Dahomey captured and sold a lot of slaves. Okay, so if you were young and healthy, you became a slave, and they sold you either to the Middle East or to the colonies, the European colonies in North and South America. If you were old or sick, they took you to the Great Custom. Widehan Wishik. Here's the king. Here's a priest. At the Great Festival, the old people and the sick people were sacrificed. This is Ingan Hiseng. Okay, cut off the head, and they put the blood in a bowl. Now, after the sacrifice, these people would eat these people. So this all seems really bad, right? The Dahomey seem terrible, right? We look at them and we see wars, slaves, sacrifice, and cannibalism. Cannibalism is sheep. Okay? This seems terrible. Wow, what evil people. But if we think about this from devil's advocate, if we think about this in process, rather than just focusing on the result, I discovered something else. Okay? First thing I discovered, they were not evil. They had good intentions. Okay? So, let me explain why. devil's advocate. Wars. They did wars because weak neighbors can't hurt them. Okay? So, they make wars against the neighboring countries. The neighboring countries can't hurt them. Therefore, Dahomey is safe. Okay? Slaves. How could a good person support slavery? And all the people in Dahomey supported slavery. Interesting. Well, I did some research. I played devil's advocate, and here's what I found. Slavery is natural if you don't believe in equality. Equality is a new concept. It's a new idea. In Dahomey, there was no concept of equality. So, if people aren't equal, what's the problem with slavery? There is no problem. Okay? And like I said, guys, the invention of equality, like 평등개념, is only about 200 years old. So, ancient people did not believe in equality. They didn't even have the idea. 그런 개념 없어요. Okay? So, that's why they had slaves. Sacrifice. Okay, how can a good person do human sacrifice? They believed that the ancestors needed sacrifice. 조상. Okay? So the ancestors need sacrifice, and ancestors are more important than enemies. Okay? Ancestors are more important than enemies. Cannibalism. This one's actually the easiest. Why waste food? Okay? So, this is how you can use devil's advocate to understand difficult things. Okay? When I first saw the Dahomey Kingdom, I thought, man, these people are horrible. But after I played devil's advocate, after I did some research, I found that they're not evil, they had good intentions, and this is why they had wars, slaves, sacrifice, and cannibalism. Okay, so this is an example of doing devil's advocate. I'm going to take a quick break here, come back for video 3.